Today, we touch on the last part of advertising, specifically on social media. Uh, you all know what social media is based on your answer to the poll. Most of you, most of you use it quite regularly, different types of it. So I only give you a brief overview of what is it, how it works, and then cover uh, several different tactics, different techniques used on social media. And then we talked a little about advertising on social media, and focus by the end of the class, focus on calculating advertising budgets, which is relevant not only for social media ads, but pretty much for any ads. So social media, it's any website or mobile app uh, that allows users to share content and interact with one another. This is what makes social media different from a typical website, from blogs. They're all focused on these two things, sharing and interaction. You're not the only ones who use it regularly. Most of the adults in the United States use some of social media. A couple years ago, in 2018, YouTube appeared as the most popular one. It outpaced Facebook as the most popular social media. Yet Facebook combined with their visual picture and image focused Instagram. This is the most popular family of social media, but they're all pretty different, focused on different goals and different audiences. In terms of the audience, it is believed that Facebook audience is the oldest one. Makes sense since Facebook is the oldest social media of all used nowadays, and it penetrated the market the most. So most of the older users use Facebook, while Instagram, Pinterest, and especially Snapchat crowd is younger. Not to mention TikTok. I wouldn't cover the inner works of every platform, but most focus on what's common for any social media. Social media requires users to create profiles, to share information about themselves visible to other users, so that they can make a connection. The social part of social media is connecting, linking people to one another. Some of the social media, like LinkedIn, are focused on like real connection, professional connections made in offline world, while others, like Facebook or Twitter, do not make a difference if you know these people in real life or not. User activity on social media includes posting any types of contents, video, audio, and so on, to elicit reaction from other users. Reactions, likes, posts, and the relative social rank or strength of a user on social media is defined by number of followers, people who track updates, track activities of every user. Tool for tracking other users' activity and interacting with other people is usually called a feed or timeline. This is where you see what other people are posting, what other people are doing, what they like, what they share. Different social media use different algorithms. for defining and choosing what type of other people activity you see in your feed. Yes, that's correct. We don't see everything what our friends are doing on Facebook or LinkedIn. We see only a small subset of all their activity. And this is a social media algorithm which defines what part of their activity we see. For example, Facebook recently revamped their algorithm in a way that prioritizes close connections. We see larger share of activity from people close to us, which we interact regularly with. And it also prioritizes original content. So if our friends post links or share some content from third parties on their Facebook, we are less likely to see it than if they post some original. People adjust to it. Now, if people pretty often, if people want to share something on Facebook, they share it as original post and add links to the source material as comments. If you see people posting like, this is what happened, and link is in the first comment, so they do it specifically for this reason, to increase the chances for their followers to see this post. The main reason why social media becomes so popular among users and among companies and marketers, because they're focused on word of mouth. Word of mouth is very strong advertising communication tool where people talk about brands, about product, about their experiences to each other. So instead of brands promoting themselves and trying to deliver their message to the crowd, people talk about what happened, what they like, what they tried recently. They talk about it to each other on their own. And people trust each other, and specifically trust people they know more than they trust any advertising or brands. So this communication is much more credible, and marketers try to tap into this conversation to get people to talk about their brands and products. Certainly, some of the brands, some of the products are more successful in doing that. Well, people are more likely to talk about hedonic products. They're more likely to share their experiences like travel, staying in exciting hotels, para jumping or surfing, than they like talking about new exciting bakery or products or bleach. Certainly, hedonic products elicit more word of mouth than utilitarian ones. The main thing to get people talking is elicit their emotions, and mostly positive emotions. This is a golden rule on social media. Try to stay on positive side of things with humor, surprise, something unexpected, give people memories of a good times with nostalgic emotion, and get people to do something for a noble cause. All of these actions focus to elicit word of mouth on social media are called social media marketing. It includes all the actions on social media to promote brand, product, company, or idea or social cause. Just as we can market pretty much anything, we can market pretty much anything on social media. It allows us to interact with our customers, and by interacting with them, providing, reacting to their feedback, and communicating to them proactively, we increase customers' loyalty, creating a loyal community of brand advocates, which will not only share brand content, but protect the brand in the case of any public outrage, is very important. It helps to improve brand image, but also get the feedback from customers and improve our service, improve customer support. Most of the major brands nowadays employ not only bots, but also teams of support specialists to react immediately to people who do not even complain directly to the brand, but complain on social media. They try to react proactively to improve customer satisfaction rating. And remember what we discussed during our last class: getting backlinks to the company website improves its visibility in terms of search engines and boosts website ratings and advertising effectiveness. So getting people to share links to our website on social media is one of the most important benefits of social media marketing. Whenever we market on social media, it's important to stick to our brand identity, to keep our brand communication aligned with not only in terms of visible elements, using same logo, same colors, but also in terms of brand voice, how we communicate, how we talk to customers, and which language we use. Not only what we communicate, but how. And social media shouldn't be unidirectional. Customers are unlikely to post and share any communication from the company if they do not consider company to be on social media, if they don't believe company is listening and reacting to what they do. So the company should be on social media and should really interact with customers, react to their complaints, react to their user-generated content, to be an active participant. And customers are not really likely to react to advertising. For example, if we take YouTube, pretty much any brand YouTube channel, and rate 10 highest rated, most liked videos on the channel and 10 least liked videos on the channel. Chances are that among the most liked videos on the channel, there would be 0 repurposed commercials, right? All brands post their commercials on their YouTube channels. That's totally fine. But customers ain't really likely to react and interact with repurposed commercials. They react to content which is valuable and provides relevant, important information for them and their followers. Because on social media, everyone is a marketer, marketing themselves. Creating and sharing valuable, relevant content that our customers can use, such as infographics or how-to videos or educational videos, is called content marketing. This is important vehicle for social media marketing. If we summarize all of what companies are doing on social media, it would fall into one of 4 big blocks. It's content marketing, influencer marketing, social media listening, and advertising. Main purpose of content marketing is eliciting interest in brands and in brands' products. Good content marketing is industry focused or product focused, and it expands the market rather than fights the competition. So the purpose of content marketing is increasing the pie, increasing the market, rather than fighting for your particular market share. If you look at the gap diagram on the right, it helps us to realize that out of all customers who could probably try our product, out of all customers in our target market, only a small share ever tries our product and ever buys our product. Moreover, only a small share ever tries any of the product offered on the market. So if we take our sales and add our competitors' sales, like everything which we usually include in calculating market share, all of our sales combined represent only a small share, small portion of all possible sales in this market, of all market potential capacity. So content marketing is focused on expanding market capacity. On the contrary, influencer marketing focused on convincing customers to make a purchase. If we discuss them in terms of AIDA model of advertising, the content marketing is most effective for building awareness and interest, while influencer market drives down the funnel to elicit desire and action. Getting influential, likable people to endorse our brand and showcase our products on social media only makes sense when people already know about our products and about our brand. So influencers convince people to make a purchase. In these terms, influencers perform a role of salespeople. And many brands nowadays literally convert social media influencers into salespeople and get them to actually sell their products. What is different about social media, about influencer marketing? That at the first stage, brand should market to influencers to get them to endorse their product. Yes, there are paid posts and paid communication. As I mentioned, they must be disclosed as paid ads, which many influencers try to avoid. But there are also unpaid collaborations with brands structuring giveaways, trials, and promotion campaigns with influencers, for example, inviting influencers to stay at the new about to open hotel to share this exciting experience. So influencer marketing first of all involves marketing to influencers so that influencers then would market to their audience. And often there is a difference between brand audience and influencers audience. There is overlap, certainly, and we want to have this overlap so that most of the influencers followers would represent our customer market. But the rest of influencers audience, which doesn't belong to our target market, represent an interesting opportunity for collaboration and expanding our target market as well. While content marketing and influencer marketing deliver brand message to customers, social media listening performs the opposite function. It delivers customers' message, customers' voice to the company. It's a kind of a social media research, a purposeful effort from a company to identify and track conversation about the brand which happens on social media. It enables brands to prevent or react to public outrage, which happens eventually here and there in big companies, provides support for complaints and prevents the spread of complaints, answer questions, and understand customer preferences. Noted that at the end, social media listening is a kind of marketing research. And the last vehicle for social media marketing is advertising, paid communications on social media. There are specific advertising formats, specific advertising rules on every platform. The example on the right is a carousel advertising from Facebook, which enables some not pretty fancy format, not just text or static image posts, not just videos, but also some interactive advertising formats such as slideshow, carousel, like here, or instant experience or instant storefront, enabling customers to explore brand offering directly from the app. In YouTube, there are dozens of different types of ad formats, including TrueView. TrueView is a kind of videos which are paid for by advertisers only if customers watch them for at least 30 seconds or if customers click on them. So it's kind of pay-per-click combined with display ads if customers watch it for at least 30 seconds. In YouTube ads are included in original content videos in stream, at the beginning, in the middle, or at the end of the videos. In search, there is a paid search on YouTube as well, which is called discovery ads. And there are pre-roll and bumper ads, which usually last for only like 3 to 5 seconds and cannot be skipped. What's common for all advertising formats across social media is the need for advertisers to show their brand and emphasize their brand name early and often. People scroll through social media at a very high speed. So in this brief glimpse of a second, which they spend with our ad, we want them to see our brand, to realize what this ad is about. We need to catch their attention, and catching attention is maybe more important than retaining the attention for a long time. So let's talk about how we calculate advertising budget for social media and for pretty much any other advertising ads. There are 3 approaches for that. The first 2 are top-down. We first calculate the whole advertising budget, and then we split it between advertising media, between advertising channels. One way to do it is starting from percentage of planned sales. We want to achieve $1 million in sales. We check publicly available data, what's normal ad spending in our industry, and notice that in consumer packaged goods, such as beverages, brands can spend up to 25% of their revenue on advertising. So if we are in CPG product category and we are planning for 1 million in sales, we just multiply 1 million by 25%, and we know that we must spend $250,000 on ads. And then we distribute this amount across channels and media. This is very easy, straightforward way. The downside is it's hard to sell to executives, to finance people, hard to justify why this amount of money. Pretty similar to that, but focused not on market as a whole, not on industry average, but on particular competitors, the way of calculating competitive parity. We know our key competitors. We know, and there are publicly available data on how much they spend on advertising. We need to outperform them. We need to beat them and expand our market share compared to these competitors. Then that means that we need to spend more than they are doing per thousand of sales or per % of market share. So if Nike controls 30% of market share in athleisure category and spends $30 billion on advertising, outbeating Nike, outperforming Nike and expanding market share per 1% compared to Nike requires any brand to spend at least 30 divided by 30, $1 billion per % of market share. This is easier to justify, yet it has nothing to do with our brand. Maybe our product is so great, we can easily outperform Nike without outspending them. Both of these top-down ways are focused on the environment, on the industry, on the competitors. They're not related in any way to the company itself. Compared to them, objective-based advertising is more justifiable because it goes bottom up. We calculate how much we need to spend on every channel, on every product, on every segment of our market, and then we aggregate this data to reach the total ad budget. The downside of it is that it's based on the prior data. It's focused on the past. Whenever we use these objective-based calculations, the assumption is that nothing is going to change. Everything is going to be exactly the same as it used to be. Which isn't true in many industries, especially in high tech, in digital product industries. Things are changing fast. So budgeting this way may get outdated and misleading. That's why, paradoxically, percentage of planet sales weight works best for new products and new ventures. It's less specific, and in some ways, in some situations, being less specific can be an advantage because it can allow us to be more future-oriented. There is an example of objective-based ad, which also will be a part of your homework assignment from this class. Imagine if we have a subscription-based business, for example, delivering recipes to our customers to cook at home. We have 2,000 customers, which everyone pays us $20 a month for new recipes. So our revenue is 2,000 by 20, 40,000. And we have a goal of growing our business 10% next period, next quarter or next month. 10% growth with fixed price means that if our price doesn't change, it means that the only way of achieving this growth is getting new customers. So we need 200 new customers to subscribe. The problem is we also lose customers. In all subscription-based businesses, there is a customer life cycle. Remember our exercise about Netflix, customer lifetime value. After a certain period, customers leave, which is called attrition rate. In this case, our attrition rate is 15%. That means we have 300 customers leaving, but we still need to grow customer base by 200. So 300 plus 2. Our strategic objective for the next period is 500 new subscribers for the next month. Based on our experience from previous months, from previous years, we spent around, say, $14 to acquire one customer. That means our customer acquisition cost is $14. Multiplying how much customers we need by our customer acquisition cost gives us our advertising budget for the next period. All makes sense, all perfectly clear, but there are two big problems. Here and here. These calculations are based on the assumption that our attrition rates, our customer loyalty, customers' desire to stay with our service will stay the same. It will not improve. It will not decrease. We assume that it will be just the same next period. And customer acquisition cost will be the same. But there is some data for you to use in your practice. Facebook advertising benchmarks from the previous year, from the year 2019. Cost per click on Facebook is around $1.70. And the average conversion rate from Facebook ads is around 9%. Dividing one by another gives us average customer acquisition cost for Facebook. Notice the difference. The last class we discussed Google ads, and customer acquisition cost for Google ads was around what, 100? It is different for every industry, but it's pretty typical for Google ads customer acquisition to be around $90 to $100, while Facebook and social media ads go around $20. So our today's assignment, as usually in assignments, and it involves calculating advertising budget in two ways we just discussed. We have a target sales figure and other industry average spending on sales. So we need to calculate budget based on these two numbers. And the second way is objective based. We have future sales and average price, which gives us sales volume, number of sales we need to acquire. And we have a conversion rate for our website. Well, pretty usual 8% conversion rate. So having number of sales we need and conversion rate, we need to calculate how many people should visit our website to achieve these conversions. And as soon as we know how many people we need to attract to our website, we can break it down by channels. And our channels for this ad campaign are Facebook and YouTube, using pay-per-click ads. We have a pay-per-click cost for Facebook, $2, and $5 pay-per-click for YouTube. So we break down number of visits to our website we need to acquire through these channels, 60% to Facebook, 40 to YouTube, and multiply number of visits we need to acquire from each channel by cost per click in this channel, and add them together to get our ad budget and compare it to the results of the first stage. Show your work, make conclusions about how objective-based ad budget compares to future sales-based. Drop me a note if you struggle making these calculations. I'll try to help.